Hi, this is Sandy Kastel with Women in Music and Arts, and we are at KLAV Studio, AM 1230 here, and we just recorded our show together.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to do a little recap of how everybody felt about the radio show and being on it, and everything that you're doing with WIMA.
Oh, it was exciting. It was a blast. I loved it. And when do I get to do it again? What can I do to help? What can I do again? It was awesome. You do a terrific job. You just really make everybody feel so comfortable and important, like we matter.
Well, you do.
It's nice.
We
it's
all
nice.
matter.
It's nice. It's nice to feel mattered.
Yes.
You know, Dolly mentioned something in there about. What was it you mentioned about all of us helping each other and being supportive, and that there's enough room for everybody. I've always felt that.
That's
Yeah.
great.
There is. I mean, you know, you don't always have to have the entire pie.
Yeah.
There's enough room for everyone,
Right.
and you get so much of the negativity and the competitiveness out there in the real, out there in the real world with the real jobs and doing, that when you come into this organization, it really does feel like a family. It feels like you can come in, you will have the support that you need if you do a concert or if you do a book signing or you have a gig somewhere, you'll have the support of your people in the organization, and that's what's, a lot of times that's all anybody really needs sometimes is just that positive energy to get them to do something, And age has nothing to do with it. You can be any age, and that's right.
Young to older. We have somebody in the group that's 85 years old, and she was at the Songwriter Showcase. You were there, weren't you? Oh no, you weren't there yet.
No.
And she was like a female George Burns.
Yeah, she was hysterical.
Yeah.
I fell in love with her like immediately, like 2 cheesecakes tall. She was, I loved her.
And then last week we had a couple of grad students that are WIMA members, and Angelique Stefanelli and her husband Jason Berman, and they just graduated from UNLV.
Yes, and they were at the jazz concert.
They were at the jazz concert, and then they were featured at the last mixer that we just did on Thursday. So, and he did the stage making. But the important thing is that we've got all various ages, in our group. We're not prejudiced against any age.
Yeah, I don't think you can age out in WIMA. You can stay.
And that's a good thing.
Don't age out.
That's a good thing.
And it's a wonderful place to be able to put forth your creations and what you do.
Well,
it's a venue to do that.
Monet did his paintings. The big paintings that he's famous for. In the garden, right? He did those when he was like in his 80s or whatever. He was older,
I didn't know that.
And he couldn't. His vision was going. Or gone. I mean, he would have to get really close to them. They're huge, but we don't. It's just like George Burns. He kept going and going and going, and that's the way he went.
And that's what you say all the time. You always say, we're just born to do this.
Well, you're born to do it, but you're in the business for life.
Yeah.
I mean, just because, you sing, you act, you can write, you sculpt, you paint, you can do all these things, and I mean, when you decide, you can stop. I mean, I will choose when I.
I think there's a misconception because with the way commercials are sometimes, there's a feeling that you can only be this age, and once you get to that age, and maybe you might not get hired for certain things. But what we're doing is we're finding events and creating events that we can all be performing, and we can share our talents with each other. And some people are just beginning to blossom as they get older too. I mean, and listen to your voice; it's gorgeous. I mean, and you, maybe I don't know what you sounded like at 20. Maybe you sounded even better. But you sound fabulous now. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, So you're an encouragement to somebody who is a younger artist that might think, oh my gosh, what am I going to be like when I'm older? They might be worried about it. And we're an example. And I think when we meet younger people. And I get it all the time, they're surprised that I was Miss Nevada in 76. 76, really?
Yeah, I
know. But it's our energy. Our energy is youthful and young, and I feel that it'll stay that way, forever, whether we're, 90, 80, 120, or whatever we go.
People, they'll always ask, like, what do you want to do when you grow up, or what? It's like you're born to do this. You just do it. You know, I mean, you might have to do another job to make an income or whatever, but it's not what your heart and soul are about.
Art is not about, it is not about the money. I mean, it's nice to have the money, you know, to get recognition and be paid for what you're doing. But artists, and sometimes is a negative, can be said that it's a negative, but I think it's just that we're so passionate about doing it, they say, well, I'll do it for free, you know, because it feeds another part of us. It feeds us inside who we are as human beings. And it's just like I tell my husband, I said, if I didn't do this, a part of me would die.
Right.
And then I would get old.
Right.
That's when I would get old. But I think as long as we're keeping it in our lives, whatever way, shape, or form we're doing it, whether it's community theater or it's painting or it's working with children, I think that's what keeps us passionate and alive and vibrant until we're, you know.
Right. It's interesting that you said that about passionate and, you know, keeping us alive. And I just very recently realized that I really was in a very deep depression. I wasn't singing.
Yeah.
You know, and for many years, and it was like, what's wrong with me? You know, I can't seem to, you know, as much as I would do for everyone else, whether it was helping them in whatever area, I wasn't singing.
Right.
You know, and then I finally realized, gosh, I'm not doing what I do.
Yeah.
You know, and that's who I am. And once I got back into it and actually prayed about it with my husband, and we talked about it, and he has a very successful career, and he's so blessed to have that. And then along came being able to record, and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, I've lost who I was.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah.
And it's great to be back.
Well,
Yeah.
You know,
it's nice to have you
it's
back.
great to be back.
You have a great voice.
And you've probably gone through this a little bit too, changing in jobs, and you know, because you know we all have to keep a roof over our heads.
Right, and you try to adapt, and you try to reinvent yourself.
Yeah, a lot of reinventing.
And I mean, Dolly and I have also got a trio that we've been working on as far as doing 60s music.
Oh,
because I mean, the old Petula Clark, Everly Brothers, just getting that genre back, and
Be surprised the people that just.
yes.
I mean, we did a concert the other day and we sang like Secret Agent Man.
Oh, fun.
And they went crazy.
Yeah.
It's
You know, it's
fun.
just- yeah,
like
it's
you were
just
saying, fun having
music.
a good time.
Yeah.
You know, during the show you were talking about, you know, just the energy, the uplifting energy. And there's a whole couple new generations that haven't heard any of those songs.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what's good is that the younger generations are learning. They're still are, you know, they still are learning because there are the Bublés that are singing it. There's a lot of these younger people that are singing the older side. Even Beyonce, you know, when she did, she'll sing a beautiful standard every once in a while, if it's at the Grammys or something, or at the whatever the awards. Yeah, the Grammys.
Yeah, Grammys.
Right. And then you go, oh my gosh, she sings like that.
Yeah.
And it opens up another side to her.
Right.
So all in all, I think this was really fabulous having you guys all
Yeah,
here
it was
together.
great.
I
I can't wait. I can't wait to
Yeah.
start. It's like
Yeah.
can't wait to start the children's series,
Yeah.
and I love it.
And I just have to say a special thanks out to Tito here for
Tito!
doing all that he's doing for us
Thank you.
with our social networking
Yes.
and getting all of our sites set up and making sure that we all look great on film.
Yeah, you've been getting my good side. You've been getting my good side.
There are no bad sides. We're all good sides. But then again, we are WIMA, Women in Music and Arts, and we just want to invite everybody to, you know, look at our mixers. Come on out, join us for a third Thursday of the month, or come on the website and communicate with us. Let us know if you have something in mind that you'd like to do, and we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.